overnight we saw that the Danish royal family fronted the cameras because young Prince Christian was being confirmed in the family church. We saw Queen Margaret greeting her beautiful grandchildren, and I think, Aaron, this is a complete and utter different scene that we're seeing in the royal family, considering what's happening in the House of Windsor, isn't it? When we saw Prince Harry having a bit of a spray at his upbringing yet again in the US media. What did you make of it?
Well, look, I thought it was obviously a pretty strong contrast. I think there are approximately 28 monarchies left around the world, and their enduring resilience is one of the real quirks of the modern trend towards democracy. What we've seen with Harry over in the US is really quite astounding, that this incredibly privileged young man standing out there and I guess engaging in the modern practice of self-psychoanalysis. And he's complaining that his upbringing is responsible for his problems. Now, those problems, I guess, that a lot of us would like to have. At the same time, he's a young man who was under a lot of pressure and a lot of scrutiny, and clearly he struggled with that. But he says his mother was a victim of that. But Princess Diana quite happily married into the royal family, and clearly the fame ended up costing her life. But she was a willing participant in that incredibly elite institution.
Yeah, indeed. Jem, what are you? Are you pro-Harry or are you anti-Harry? Should he just be telling things to psychologists instead of the media?
I think the way he's treated his family is appalling. I think the airing your dirty laundry and saying that you're like blaming daddy but keeping the title of Duke. I mean, turn it up. It's embarrassing, right? It is embarrassing because he's not the only person on the planet who's lost their mother in tragic circumstances at a young age. He's incredibly wealthy. He doesn't have to worry about paying the bills. He doesn't have to worry about where his next meal is coming from, where he's going to send his children to school, all manner of things, and yet he chooses to focus on all of the perceived things that have been done to him. Switch across the pond, and there's a picture. I just saw it on the way into studio tonight before I got in the car, obviously, a picture of Kate doing her own shopping at a local Waitrose. Like, you couldn't see a bigger contrast. I mean, I'm with you for obscure European monarchies, by the way. Love the pictures of Mary and Fred and the kids. But as for Harry, I just hope for his sake that he, when I say gets help for himself, because he's embarrassing. He's embarrassing. He's not a man. A man doesn't dump a bucket over their father and their family in front of the world's media and whinge about everything that they think is wrong with their life.
I think it's got a long way to run, unfortunately.